wrestling before we see the world's strongest man in action. Let's hear these comments from the Skyscrapers.
Tomorrow night, it's where America said it couldn't be done. Well, I'm going to show America and I'm going to show the world that the Road Warriors are going to go down in defeat, and they're going to pack their bags and they're going to catch that interstate, whatever number it is, and head on back to Chicago and start picking up garbage or working for the city or doing whatever it takes to keep them eating, all right? Because Chicago street fight tomorrow night, Road Warriors, I'm going to make sure that your brains are beat in till your head looks like a can of sauerkraut. Tell them, Mark.
Road Warriors, we're going to stomp mud holes in you and we're going to walk them dry just like we did in Corpus Christi.
Yeah!
Tomorrow night, boys, you're going to fall like you ain't ever fell before because the 90s belong to the Skyscrapers, and Theodore, brother, we're going to make you something proud.
Whoa!
Road Warriors, move aside because the Scrapers are here and we're here to stay.
Testify!
They're going down tomorrow night, believe me.
Yeah!
Say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's house,
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
What's up, everybody? First time in a long time, Ring Time Pro Wrestling is back in the building. April 1st, April Fool's Day, but this is not a joke. You know, I actually hate April Fool's Day, but that's a sad point. Keith and Keisha are in the building. Keisha, say hi to the people.
Hello! Oh my God! It's been forever. Listen, Keith, you ain't the only one that hate April Fool's Day, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just happy to have returned, and this is exciting, and I'm excited, and that's it. That's all there is to it, you know? Just gonna put it out there. So, all right, I'm gonna calm down now.
Yeah, so I do think April Fool's Day is absolutely ridiculous. But aside from that, so y'all have not heard from us since the new year, December 31st.
That's right.
21. I promised y'all a bunch of shit. Like a deadbeat dad, I did not come through in any of it.
No, I didn't.
So, here's your bike for Christmas to try to make up for it. But,
shut up.
You know what I'm saying? Debbie dads give the best gifts. Don't fight me. But anyway, we are here. I got Keisha back. This is the first time being her recording a long time. Just let y'all know, real life happens, right? And I tell y'all that every time we miss a lot of shows, it is nothing that we do maliciously. It's just that shit gets hectic. I went back to a real job for the first time in a long time, which I did not think that was coming. So I have what I would qualify maybe as a dream job, so I ended up having to take it. I will not tell too much more about it because I am reckless on this podcast, and that job does a lot of good work in the community, and I do not want to associate them with me because then they're going to have to fire me because they're going to be like, look, man, you're going to fuck this up for us. So, right now, I keep it all separate, but it's an incredible job, doing some incredible work, and I'm fulfilled. I do some work for the community. I am also still the bomb as realtor. Got a house under contract right now. Got another one I'm expecting this weekend. Shit is going good. Keish, how are you doing? One of my favorite people in the world. Since the last time we recorded, you have turned 35 years old.
I have.
Boy, you are.
Oh my God.
You are about to be middle age. Wow. How's it feel?
Listen, first of all, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you what your niece tells me all the time, but we'll go later.
Wait, I gotta hear this. What did she tell you?
Daddy, you almost a senior citizen.
Bro, no. I'm not doing that.
Like, she got the ages and all that stuff down. I'm like, if you'll sit your ass down.
You're right. Not doing that. See, she disrespectful. She's disrespectful.
I mean, at least she's 15, so she got an understanding of what the ages are. Because when she was like 7, it was just ridiculous. Like, you know, she'd ask questions like, so what was it like on the back of the bus?
Bruh.
Excuse me? I'm just saying, y'all had colored water fountains and shit. Like, no.
like, how old do you think I am? Like, you tripping. Like, I'm the...
First of all, her mama fault always reiterate that I was born in the 70s, which I think is already cruel in itself. I know how old I am.
That is terrible. Right.
Shit.
Right. Like, y'all ain't got to do all that now. You ain't got to do all that. Now, yes, I'm 35. And honestly, this year's birthday was amazing. I spent a few days in New Orleans with our sister, and I came home, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just eating and enjoying life. I was off work, of course, but since then I have rearranged my room, and it has a lot more space, and it's clean. I don't have a clothes pile. For people that don't understand the significance in that, so most people that battle with depression have a clothes pile, and they just have a pile of stuff, right? And they even if they clean that pile, it ends up resurfacing. For me, it was clothes. Clothes would be everywhere. I would have them in a pile on the floor, in the clothes basket, just clothes, okay? So I don't have a clothes pile. I have been successful without a clothes pile for about a week. Life's good. Since the show, I have gotten a pay raise, and I have been just trying to, live my life a little happier these days. You know what I'm saying? My doctor told me that.
Oh, sorry. That was in the show. Keep going.
My doctor told me, I've been to my doctor, and she told me that my runny nose, because y'all don't know, but I have been sick a lot. So in the last few months, 6 months, 7 months, whatever, I have been sick a lot. So come to find out, it's my allergies. I have bad allergies, and they've gotten worse. And so now I'm taking Zyrtec every day so that I don't wake up with a runny nose and spitting out mucus. This is fucking gross, and I can't stand it. So, yeah. But outside of that, everything's great, Just here helping sis take care of our nephews and everything. And I just been living life, By the end of this month, I'm going to have me a new car, and I'm excited about that. So, yeah, that's pretty much life for me right now, And I have new glasses. I have 3 pairs of new glasses, and so I got excited about those. And the reason behind me getting those was because our youngest nephew, broke one of my pairs of glasses, and I only had 1 pair. So I was like, yeah.
Future WWE champion, Josiah Brown, Holt.
Right.
2040, WWE. Look out.
He is 2 now, and he is just as destructible as he was at 1.
Currently hardcore champion of our family.
Absolutely. He is, definitely.
Yeah. So,
body slamming anything and everything, including himself. Like, that is definitely JoJo. Yeah. So, newest development for today, I accidentally washed my Apple Watch. So right now I'm currently charging it to make sure that it still works. Other than that, listen, I had to wash my cover, and it was entwined in my cover, and I didn't know. So when I took the cover out the washer, it's at the bottom of the washer. I was like, what is that? I picked it up. I was panicked. Boy, I was panicked. I said, oh, my God, it ain't going to work no more. I had to get a new one. But I looked it up, and I of course, because Google is your friend. So Googled it, and it said it should be fine. I just had to let it dry and charge overnight. And it is currently charging. So I will say that it being water resistant and having water resistant technology saved it. Because if not, I would be on Sprint or T-Mobile, whatever the hell you want to call it now, looking for a new watch. So yeah. That's old clumsy me, just you got it, because it always got to be something, always got to be something. I swear, if my head was screwed on, like, that's my life. So, but that's it, though. That's it for me. Yeah. So, if you want to ever come pick up your nephews, they are right here waiting for you. Just.
So, Keish, we gonna get to this wrestling because if not, why not? Since we go, a lot has happened. So,
a lot.
I'm going to address some of the majors in the past few week or two. Some stuff I have not updated on the website yet, just because your boy be tired as shit. Oh my God, like I be having the best of it, but I be tired. Anyway, so let's talk this. One, Tony Khan bought ROH, right? That was a big story. I've sat on it for a while. I'm going to say this. ROH is running Supercard tonight as this show is being recorded. I will probably watch it later. I watched some of the pre-show while I was getting prepped for this show. It looked good. I pray that Tony Khan keeps ROH alive and runs it like NXT, right?
Yeah.
That being said, I've seen what happens when a promotion buys another promotion. When WCW bought Bill Watts UWF, you just swallowed it up and it became part of that. When the CWA, basically the Memphis territory, became the USWA and acquired World Class, it just kind of swallowed it up. Ended up shuttering it down. Like, you go on and on and on, right?
Right.
WWE, every territory they've ever acquired, they just swallow it up and shut it down. Take the best parts of it, throw the rest away, right?
Right.
So, I just don't know. I don't have high hopes for it. I don't trust the Khan family. Tony seems like he's alright, but he's still a fucking Khan. Y'all see how the Jacksonville Jaguars are ran? Y'all see what happened to the Black News Network? They got shut down, and they didn't get their last paychecks. So, allegedly. I don't know exactly, because I don't want to get sued. Because somebody might take this and get petty with it. So, I don't know.
Right.
But that's word on the street. It's something like that, right? I ain't that far off of it. That's for sure. But anyway, neither here nor there. We lost Scott Hall, and that sucked. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, of course, well, since we got to do that, I got to get some Razor theme music. And y'all can hear me typing, which sucks, but hey. Alright, just a little bit because I would get flagged for copyright because, boy, the last few shows, Keish, oh my God, I be getting emails like, yo, you got flagged. Universal Music Group said they went for 2 copyrights.
Well, y'all need to calm down. Like, y'all don't got other stuff to worry about?
That's kind of what I felt like. But, hell, times is tough. Everybody trying to get bread. Apparently.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But the biggest one happened recently, about a week ago. Triple H announced that he has retired from in-ring competition. Right? Triple H effectively has probably been retired since about 2012. He's ran like a hybrid semi-retired schedule where he pops in every now and then, usually gets us up for WrestleMania if he has a match or a story worthwhile. What I'm sad about is that he didn't get to have his last match. He did not get to call his last match like, all right, this is going to be the one that I roll out on, right? Like, he's helped other people, like the Batista match. We all knew that was like Batista's farewell for real last year. He could have won it, but, that's neither here nor there. I also feel like Sting could have won his WrestleMania match against Triple H. But we digress, because I could go down that rabbit hole. I don't have a distaste for Triple H like other people for some reason. I look at his career as pretty remarkable. How would you encapsulate Triple H? And we're just going to talk about the in-ring performance. Like, everything he's done outside the ring, I think is his own thing, and it's special, and it needs to be in its own little box and protected. But Triple H still wrestling, Keish.
I honestly, so going back through everything that I've seen from Triple H throughout the years, even watching Attitude Era stuff, even watching his debut, he's one of my favorite wrestlers, honestly. I've always loved his work. I always thought he was great in the ring. He was spectacular in his matches. Like, I never felt that there was a time where, he didn't know how to play up his character. Despite me having some disagreements and some of the decisions that were made in some matches that he has had, the ending of some storylines that he has been in, I still respect him as the wrestler as he is, the character that he created, because, like, his character development throughout from his debut to, like, now was incredible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that doesn't get recognized not too much. And I really honestly feel like that's something that has to be talked about, in the sense of, like, where he started to where he ended up. And I hate that he didn't get his last match, that he didn't get the send-off that Undertaker had gotten, where he got to make the decision of, this is going to be it for me. And this is how I want to go out. And it really does suck that's not how he ended his in-ring career. But I feel like he still had an incredible run throughout the years. Like, he has an incredible run throughout the years, through all the injuries, all the returns, all of the storylines he's done. Like, he knew how to make things work. Right. And that's something that I've always respected from him. So,
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say he's probably one of the most important wrestlers of the last 20 years. Period. Right? 20 to 25 years. Probably one of the most important. Probably in the top 5. Here's the thing. I don't think he gets a lot of credit because his position, I think, is underappreciated. Right?
Yeah.
So, some people will argue he was never the man. Right? I'll argue there's a period where I feel like he was the man. But, here or there, a lot of people argue he was never the man. Right? But he worked with everybody who was the man at their top time, right? Like, he worked with peak Austin. He worked with peak Rock. He worked with peak Cena. Like, guys who were at their pinnacle, he worked with all those guys. Taker. And he was credible in all those feuds, right? Whether he was an antagonist or not, like, you watched him and you rolled with him, right? If you didn't like it, Mick Foley, whoever, he kept the ship going. When guys went down with injuries, he kept the ship going. Did that 2002 to 2005 run, I'm going to argue he was the guy, right?
Right.
So, here's the thing. On Raw, the Evolution era, the Triple H Reign of Terror, some people call it, that's built around him, right? So whether you bring in Goldberg, Scott Steiner, Benoit, Shawn Michaels, whoever the opponent, it all still revolves around Triple H. Now, there's something going on SmackDown, and Brock is there. Brock is out after 2004, but it's still kind of Triple H consistently through the whole time. Like, he's the guy you can depend on. Until he carries it until 2005, because 2005 to me is the launch of Cena. 2005 to probably 2018, 2017, like it's Cena, right?
Right.
Because it was 2016, Cena's doing like the U.S. title open challenges and stuff like that. Like it's Cena for probably like that guy has the longest run of like the man kind of thing, right? Then we have that awkward period of them from 2015 to probably like 2019 of them trying to force Roman Reigns on us, which it doesn't work until 2020. But neither here nor there, right?
Right.
We got what we got, but I think, like I said, one of the probably most important performers of the last 20 years. He will get a lot of flack because a lot of people always point to, well, he married the boss's daughter. What you expect? He always going to be getting put over to that. One, he was the top guy before he married the boss's daughter.
Exactly.
Two, let me tell you what he did after he married the boss's daughter. He still did Elimination Chambers. He still did Hell in a Cell. He still did Last Man Standing. He still all that shit. Keisha, let me tell you something right now. I'm not taking a fucking chair shot if I'm Vince's son-in-law. Y'all kiss my ass. First, if y'all didn't check around, hell, I'm not only his son-in-law, I somehow went from son-in-law to possibly the favorite son. How you think I'm about to take a chair shot? No, fuck that. It's gonna be Elimination Chamber, yeah, for the number one contender, and y'all can face me at the next pay-per-view in a regular classic wrestling match. You know what I mean? A good old-fashioned 20-minute, good old sweat and tussle, which I'll wear. Because it's like, oh, he buried guys. Man, he put a lot of dudes over, right? And help. I mean, look, he did everything he could do to keep Roman Reigns over. He's an integral part of the rise of Daniel Bryan, right?
Right.
Like we needed that Daniel Bryan Triple H match did get him to the world title. All those things, like that guy did his job. But like I said, shit, I give him all the credit in the world because I don't know what y'all think. Ain't no way in hell. Like Last Man Standing. I would be standing and motherfucker gonna be down, but they ain't about to beat my ass like that. Why I gotta get hit in the head with the belt? I think that's stupid.
We done seen this man bleed, get hurt, take legitimate bumps, chair shots. Like, yo.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, where's this narrative come from?
Hey, man, we're going to feud you with the Big Show. The fuck you not? You going to feud me with Hornswoggle. Yeah, I think Hornswoggle has put in enough time to be worthy of the WWE title. I don't understand why y'all don't see the vision like I see. That Hornswoggle should be in here fighting for this WWE title. No, we don't need the Big Show and Kane and the Undertaker. No.
Oh, right.
And
Exactly.
that thing where Big Show slap your chest and shit. Hell no. The hell I look like? Coming home with that big ass paw mark on my chest.
I'd be like, I gotta take a choke slam from who? I'm not taking no choke slam. What are we doing?
Okay.
Like,
New rule. Nobody's hand goes around my throat. I've just established nobody's hand goes around my throat. I'm not laying on the ground waiting for whoever is on the top rope to come down up on top of me. Nope.
and not to mention, he's a part of Undertaker's streak before he was defeated. Before he was defeated, he has 3 matches with Undertaker at WrestleMania and lost all 3 of them. So y'all not gonna sit here and tell me this man is just because he's the boss's daughter. No, because what the fuck? Like, I gotta wrestle this man 3 times and lose all 3? Like, what are we talking about?
Nope, not doing it. Not doing it.
Like, what?
But in honor of that, we gonna say, we gonna miss the game.
Absolutely.
So, a little bit of outro.
It's all about the game, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your dead, and if you can...
Okay, I love that theme music. And Triple H introduced me to Motorhead. I want to thank Triple H for nothing else for me listening to Motorhead. Because after listening to Triple H, I start playing some Motorhead, and whew, that shit goes hard. The Ace of Spades! The Ace of Spades! Man, I'm telling you, they go hard. They got a track on what they let. It's a record that came out in 2013, and they got a song called Law School of Blues. Man, that shit goes so hard. Like, it's because it's Law School of Blues, so you know how rock and roll is just pretty much the blues anyway. Man,
Yeah.
do guitar riffs and stuff like that, man, that shit just goes. But, you know what I'm saying? Gotta love it. Appreciate the game. Speedy recovery, man. That dude went through it. Did you have to watch this interview with Stephen A. Smith. It's heartbreaking. It's scary because we almost was doing a eulogy for the game.
Yeah.
He was having some heart issues. Some of the stuff he was talking about with his heart, the blockages, it was just like, whoa. Like, he was down through there. And like, he tried to slowly get back in the groove after the company to bastardize his legacy. But
Right.
I'm not going down that road. I think we've talked about it and fleshed it out. So I'm going to roll to the Hall of Fame. So SmackDown is on right now as we record. The Hall of Fame is going down probably in about 10 minutes. We just record right through it, so we're going to talk through it. We'll flip back on the backside and watch it or whatever. AEW not running those shows this week. Yes, well, you got to talk about that.
Right.
But we're going to roll. We're going to do the Hall of Fame, NXT. We're going to preview WrestleMania, and we're going to get y'all out of here at a reasonable time. Because, look, y'all know how it is. Long-time listeners who we love and appreciate, oh my God, thank you. People who just came over for the ride, thank you also. Listeners who held us up during the time when we wasn't recording, thank you. Because, like, I check the email sometime. I be checking something. I'm like, yo, we still get downloads, yo.
Right.
And even like older shows. So in a topic where we do like weekly segmented programming, the fact that people really like our old shows and some of our old shows are evergreen, I'm appreciative that they still hold up, and it's a testament to the quality of the stuff that we've produced. And this being our 11th year podcasting, We are not new to this. We true to this.
That's right.
We grind and still ain't rich. Ain't that a bitch? Oh man, Keisha, I thought I was gonna be gold. Like, I'm gonna tell you, 2014 to 2016, the opportunities we was getting and the people who was calling, I'm like, man, we about to be out. I'm about to have me a TV show. Nah, they gotta go to work. It's okay.
Right.
Though. It's okay. That all being said, do it for the love. I appreciate everything. One day I'll get off my lazy ass and actually do the kind of like sports show. I will actually do Keith Watches TV. I literally have the whole first season planned out where I break down The Wire, which I have to like go back to the drawing board and do it because I don't want to do it unlike all the other podcasts that have broken down The Wire. There's a bunch of other TV shows I want to go down the rabbit hole with. Neither here nor there. Let's go Hall of Fame. The 2022 class of the WWE Hall of Fame may be one of the most solid and best classes that they've ever had.
That's right.
It's not a lot of people, but it's solid, right?
Right.
And, you know, it fit all the criteria because they do stuff. They make sure they get a woman in. They make sure they get a black person in. They make sure they do sometimes there's a twofer. You know, like I know what they're doing, right? But I can appreciate it. This class is headlined by the dead man, The Undertaker. So, you know, of course, let's go ahead and run that down and talk, you know, The Undertaker, who also introduced me to Johnny Cash with, well, not he introduced Johnny Cash. I take that back. But he introduced me to a Johnny Cash song that I know Johnny Cash did, which is a song that also was done prior to Johnny Cash by, was it Sister, that was her name, Sister Tharp, I think. I forgot to Roberta Tharp. Ain't No Grave Can Hold My Body Down, which of course is a spiritual record, and it touches me deeply, even though I do not want that song played in reference to me anytime soon. But
no, not at all.
Yeah, but yeah, let's talk. Forgot, when you play live stuff for a show, you forget that, hey man, some of this shit got commercials.
Right.
Ain't been a producer for a while. So, you know, stuff happens. Just had to give a couple of bars of it. Keish, 30 years of probably the greatest character that has ever been created. Right?
Absolutely.
A character that's evolved. So technically when you create a character like The Undertaker, you look at that person and say, he got about a 3 or 4 year arc. Right? Hopefully we can get a couple of main events out of it. And then that wrestler we might be able to use later. Like he could be JoJo the Dancer after that or something else. But the Undertaker gimmick is something that's not meant to last. Right?
Right.
Duke the Dumpster Drosy, the Goo, the hockey player. You know, whatever. Right?
Isaac Yankem, DDM.
Right. The Undertaker lasted. So you know, Bruce Pritchard wanted to name him Kane the Undertaker, right?
He did. Mm-hmm.
After Kane in the Bible, the first man to ever commit murder, but we end up with just the Undertaker. We later bring in Kane as his brother, who out of all the fictional brother duos, Keish, that would broke my heart.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Right.
I mean, look, I took it that the Dudleys could be brothers. Why? I know some people who got a black and a white brother. But you know what I mean? The fact that they wasn't, cool. Got it. Right?
Right.
In fact, in my own family, there's a black and white brother combo. Right? Because
Right.
you was a baby there, but at great-grandfather's funeral, Shelly Quinn, we wondered, who was that white man that came in? Oh, that was his brother. Yeah. Just a little neither here nor there. But yeah. Yeah.
I would have been asking the same question. Who the hell?
Yeah. No. So, let me tell you something. You know, Mom used to always joke on Dad about the ancestry and like, you got this 22% Scandinavian, da-da-da. Her family just as white.
Mm-hmm.
Just as white. I've been doing the family research. I'm like, I'm looking at some of the pictures. I'm like, man, damn. You know what? It explains a little bit. It explains a little
Them
bit.
green eyes had to come from somewhere.
Not even just that. It's just some of my attitudes towards you Negroes. I don't know where it come from. I know where it come from. I'm like, oh, what? I can't stand it.
All right, y'all. That's our show for tonight. We love you. We out.
Nick, I got canceled on my own show. Okay, but neither here nor there. Totally off the rails. But so Taker's character is amplified by Paul Bearer, rest in peace, Percy Pringle, who real life by trade, mortician, right?
Right.
They do this. How does a character that's built around death last 30 years as probably the most popular characters of all time?
People loved it. No, people loved it. Like, hands down, without hesitation, people ate that. People loved that character. I don't care if he was a heel, he was a face. If people loved the character. There was not one time in his whole everything like that in his 30-year career. There wasn't a group of people that didn't love that character. The crowd ate that character was loved. Period.
I did a show here in 2020 where I talked about his political donations and the fact that, like, oh, Taker is MAGA Taker. And I still let it slide. I got it out. I did the show. I let it slide. Well, as you know, most of us not absolutists about any of this shit. Like, there's some stuff we just let slide with certain people. Taker.
Honestly, I have one of my birthday presents this year was a brand new Undertaker shirt.
Yeah.
I've worn it already.
Yeah. Hey,
like,
I mean, it is what it is. Hey, that's what I'm saying is the guy has done it all. Incredible athlete, man. The dude, the walking of the ropes. So, let's talk the WrestleMania streak, right? Which I could tell should have never been broken. But you'll never get that again, almost, for sure.
Nah.
You know how I know? First of all, I don't think it's going to be somebody who's going to do 20 WrestleManias. Like, I went down the list. I don't know anybody who has like 20 WrestleManias. Then you have to go 20 and not lose them.
Right.
Before we even in discussion. Like, that decision has to be made either it has to be made on the front end or it has to be recognized by accident. Like, yo, after about 7 years, realizing, like, dog, Joey never lost at WrestleMania. All right, cool, we'll keep this going. But other than that, and mind you, Taker didn't always get the best dance partners.
He didn't.
He
Absolutely
got big
not.
gimmick guy a lot of back-to-back years. Giant Gonzalez, oh my God.
Right.
That's why he makes
Right.
chicken salad out of chicken shit. But he did it. But when you gave him Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and you gave him CM Punk, like, he turned in the show.
Right.
So yeah, I headlines the class, definitely deserves it. Will be inducted by Vince, because who else can induct him? Paul go, maybe Kane. Kane could do the induction, right?
Right.
But other than that, I mean, to the point of, the dude has a character, a second character built around his character that is Hall of Fame worthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, Kane exists for the purpose of the Undertaker, and was able to create a Hall of Fame career off the Undertaker. But that's where we are. Right?
Right.
So, there's that one. Queen Sharmell will be going. I really don't care how y'all feel about Deserve. This is dope. She'll be inducted by Booker T. Do you know why?
Yeah, no.
The Queen thing works with Sharmell? Fun fact, she is 1991 Miss Black America.
That's right.
Also, do you want to know what the controversy is in the 1991 Miss Black America pageant?
Right.
You don't know the controversy tied to it, right?
Right. No, I don't.
Desiree Washington was a contestant in that pageant who accused Mike Tyson, who was a judge, of rape.
Oh! Wait a minute.
This is where Mike went to prison. This is Mike's rape conviction. It's that year. That's when it happens. Yeah. And say what you want, Mike is the only dude I know who's ever been convicted. You know what I mean? Like, convicted. And has the goodwill that he has. And a lot of people don't think that's exactly what happened. And you can debate your man, because, you know, I'm not here to do that. But, whew, yeah, that's a part of that whole thing. Just random historical shit. Shad Gaspard will get the Warrior Award.
As he should.
As he should. Now, the only thing I will say about the Warrior Award is this. One, the Ultimate Warrior was not the greatest human being. Right?
Right.
But, and they took this award and made it their own shit after he died. It is the meanest, saddest shit, because, and his wife kind of just goes along with it, because, like, if not, why not, right? Despite all the terrible shit he did before, those speaking tours, all the homophobia, and, you know, and she's just like, oh, I don't know. Like, I hate the innocent wife angle. It's always bothers me. But neither here nor there. Well deserved for Shad. But also, you remember that speech Warrior gave when he thought the Warrior Award should be, like, what he thought should be of the award? Like, he came up with the idea during his Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah.
It was about the people who worked backstage, the Unstuck Heroes, the people who did the lights and all the other stuff that never was going to get recognized for what they did for the company. That's who he thought he said they should have an award for them. And, nah, man, they just started handing out to kids who had cancer.
Right.
Damn, I sound like an asshole right there. Boy, I'm telling you right now, and I'm like, we supposed to be, I know why we never got a major label deal, Keish. Your boy too raw. That's why I didn't say. That's why I didn't tell you where I work at. That's why I didn't put it on the podcast, because I'm like,
you can't do that.
Nope.
You
Can't get fired for embarrassing your employer. No. Y'all got to work hard on this one. Because I
we good.
I ain't on the company website. I ain't on nothing that has no, like,
to
associate with it with. So that, like, hey, they ain't put me on no press releases, so it's all good. But
LinkedIn still got a job from, like, 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, LinkedIn probably got my second to last job. Yeah, I ain't about to put that on the LinkedIn. That's going to get me in trouble. No. Plus, when you start updating LinkedIn and Indeed, people start taking notice. Your regular job start taking notice. Like, nigga, why you update?
Right.
But
why your resume up here? What the hell is this?
I ain't gonna front. I got a call the other day that I was tipped as hell. I was like, oh man, what? Why y'all doing this to me? Say, get me behind me.
Right.
But anyway, Vader, also known as Big Van Vader, will go into the Hall of Fame. Did you ever meet a white dude named Leon White?
Leon White?
Yeah, that's Vader's name.
His name is Leon White?
Yeah.
Bro.
You a white dude named Leon?
Because his last name is White. That is
White Leon.
Bro.
Even though, honestly, most people's last name I know is white as black people, but that's neither here nor there.
No, this is why we ain't getting no deals, because I'm over here laughing at this shit.
But, Vader.
His name is Leon, and his last name is White.
Yeah.
All right.
Legitimately, one of the greatest big men of all time, right?
Absolutely.
Super athlete. Like, the shit he could do, like the moonsault and stuff like that, like he would do off the top rope. This dude was 400 pounds. Ain't no way. I don't jump up and down now because I feel like I'm too fat. Ain't no way I would have been. But, like, the dude was such a marvel. I hate his WWF run. Like, that run he had in the mid to late 90s. In the E?
Yeah.
Which I think he took it because it probably was his last big paydays. It really didn't. It didn't do him any favors. Like, it didn't do him a total disservice. Shawn Michaels acting like an petulant child. And he had to deal with that shit all the time. But, like, this dude was a man. His WCW runs, him and Hansen in Japan. Like, that's the thing. So, if you go to New Japan, on the New Japan World app, it's not just the current stuff. Like, they have these sections in the decades where you can watch. Man, if you just plug in the Vader stuff, the stuff he could do and would do, man, that dude was incredible. I hate that he got inducted after he passed. That's a guy who should have got to have these flowers while he was alive. Dude was so dope. There was a time that dude had 3 world titles across 3 different continents at the same damn time. Like, that dude was on it. Cold, believable, just fierce, very talented. I just hate to see it turn out like that.
Okay.
Also, the Steiner Brothers will be entering the Hall of Fame this year.
Ooh, okay. So,
Bay City, Michigan's old.
Yeah, like, yo.
Kids, I think we had regionals there when I was in high school. We went there, man. They have a shrine up for the dudes. Like,
that's dope.
It's like, yo, they got it up there. Like, they put on for their boys. But they some of the coolest wrestlers. Wrestlers at the University of Michigan. You know, Rick got like a master's degree in elementary education.
That's dope.
I think Scott got some like degree too in something that's hard. That's why you do that Steiner math, which is some of my favorite shit in the world. But tell you how quick things can turn around. Do you know a few years ago they had pictures up with Scott Steiner like at the Hall of Fame talking about like, nah, man, if you see this dude, call the police. Do not let him in. Because he was going to come and fuck somebody.
What?
Yeah. And Scott was... So here's the thing about the Steiners, too. In that era, wasn't nobody liked them. So the Road Warriors used to be bullies, right? Great tag team, but they were bullies. And they would try to bully other teams. Like, they would try to do shit to them or say they ain't going to do this or ain't going to do that. There's two teams that the Road Warriors did not do that to. One of them was Doom, which is Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. The other is the Steiners. And the Steiners were former amateur wrestlers, but they were swole as fuck. It's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean?
Right.
A whole different ball game. So, but yeah, the Steiners, probably one of my favorite tag teams growing up. I love Rick and Scott. I like their individual stuff. Crazy enough, they thought Rick was going to be the solo star.
Yeah, they did.
But
when was the last time we seen Rick?
I don't know. And I want to try to arrange a meeting with Rick. You know, Rick sell real estate out in these streets too.
Yeah, I heard.
But also,
Cherokee
County School Board member.
But I was like, it was last time we seen Rick, cause man, but it'd be glad, I'll be glad to, see them get inducted. That'd be dope.
Right. So,
cause they deserve it.
Yeah, that's that. We're gonna take our first break, and we'll be back with, the NXT Stand and Deliver preview, and we'll kind of go down the line, just other stuff. That's happening in the wrestle world. But, I'm like, what in the world? Why am I not getting what I need to get? But it was here. I'm still learning where I put some of the stuff. But, yeah, we will be back in a minute.
Yay!
I vividly recall the signing of the contract for your title shot at Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3. You said you taught Hogan a lot, but you had still one more lesson to give him in the final chapter in that big title match at the Silverdome in Pontiac on the 29th.
You want to talk to somebody? You talk to me. He's going to do all his talking in the ring. You talk to me. You want to talk about the final chapter? I'll be glad to talk about the final chapter. The final chapter in the life and history and the career of Hulk Hogan. See, because it's over, Hogan. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. You had 3 good years, you can't laugh at that. You were lucky, you made some money, you got a cartoon, you got some dolls, you rode good, you had it good. But you know you can't beat this man. Toughest man in the world, nobody can beat this man. You think with all that blonde hair and a bunch of little Hulksters out there and behind you ripping that t-shirt off and shaking in your pythons, you think you can beat him, dummy? It can't be done by you, 10 guys like you, or 100 people like you. This is the next heavyweight champion of the world. Get ready to swallow it, Hogan. It's all over.
Andre, what about that final lesson?
You don't understand, do you, dummy? I do the talking.
I'll conduct these interviews here if you don't mind.
Oh, maybe I will conduct them. How do you like that?
And we're back. We're back in the place to be. So NXT. Keisha, I'll be honest with you. I fell off on NXT for a while. That 2.0, it just didn't appeal to me, right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten with it either.
But slowly but surely, I started working my way back. some of the promo videos and stuff like that got me interested. So I started watching again, and like, oh, it found its stride. It got some matches that's definitely worth checking out. And so I'm gonna go into Stand and Deliver, right? Which it used to be called Takeover. You know what I mean? But they have departed from those kind of ways.
Of course.
So I don't get to play my Takeover music and all that, but you know, we got you. So I'm gonna go down the line. We'll go down the matches. We'll talk about Toxic Attraction Tag Team Champions. The women's will defend against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. I think it's about time for them, right?
Right.
So, well,
Agreed.
I think they had the belts before, but you know, like I think it's about time. So that's where we'll go. Tommaso Ciampa versus Tony D'Angelo. I can see where D'Angelo could get a win and establish himself, but I think this is more for Ciampa being Ciampa's establishing that, like, you know, like he's made a home in NXT.
Right.
And I think it's dope that he gets to make that home, right? Not everybody needs to come to the main roster. And I think for people who are going to go up, I think they need to work with guys who could be there, so they get to see what
but
a higher,
aren't there. Right.
Yeah, so they get to see what a higher level of competition is like, instead of just working with people who constantly turn it on the way up. So, yeah. LA Knight versus Gunther, which, can we just call it Walter?
I would love if we could, because Walter works best. I'm
Yeah, so Gunther
shit,
sounds like some damn German asshole.
Right.
Also, let's keep it a buck. It's not like he came from somewhere else. Like, he didn't come from Impact, and now we changing the name. Right. This is a dude we saw on WWF TV. Why the fuck are we changing his name?
I never understood that either.
As if he wasn't popular as Walter. Let me tell you something.
Right.
I'm not an expert on the European independent circuit, right? But when I watched that UK special for NXT UK, and Pete Dunne, I think, main evented or whatever, and the crowd was going crazy, yada, 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 and then Walter music hit, and the lights came up on him, and everybody was like, oh, shit, and they was going crazy.
Right.
This is the power of wrestling and what they call subtle storytelling. I didn't know who Walter was, right?
Right.
Never heard of him in my life, but you know what? I was like, that dude must be that deal.
Loved him. Absolutely loved him. He was like the guy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for them to change his name, it's like, what was the point? That, to me, was the only question that I had about his name change. What was the point? It's not like he wasn't a part of a WWE entity. He was part of NXT UK. Why would you change his name? You ain't changed Pete Dunne's name, but you changed his? I don't get this. What is the point of this? What are we doing? He didn't need a name change. He didn't.
No.
Not at all.
No. So, yeah, I just don't understand. Don't dig it, but you know, it is what it is. I think he wins the match. As much as LA Knight has been on a roll and won some pretty good matches, I think they're going to still keep him down and kind of keep an eye on him. Like, he might roll up. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on things that happen. Next on the list, the Do I got that? No, I got Mandy Rose defending her WWE NXT Women's title against Cora, Jade, Io Shirai. Oh, let me see Io. Kaylee Ray. Fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
Does Mandy find a way out of it?
I would say yeah. I think she's been having a good run as the NXT Women's Champion. I don't think that I don't know though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because considering the 3 women that she's facing, you know, she might. But I believe she will. But you know, that's just.
Right.
You know, it could be wishful thinking. Who knows? Who knows? Considering the caliber of opponents that she's facing, you know, she's going to have a tough ride in figuring her way out of it, but I think she will.
Yeah. I'll keep the belt with Mandy for right now because I already don't have any other possible replacements. Probably what's going to be the match of the night is the North American title match with Carmelo Hayes, Santos Escobar, Sola Sika, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
So
I can't give a prediction for this one, but I do think that it's going to be match of the night.
Right. So I'm going to say this. I think either Carmelo retains or hopefully Sola goes out and beats enough people bad enough where, it'll work out. But I'm going to go with Solo, Uso's little brother. I think he's been booked strong. I think he'll look strong.
Yeah, definitely.
But either Solo or Carmelo. And finally, Dolph Ziggler versus Bron Breakker for the NXT title. I would like Bron to go by Steiner.
Yeah.
Especially since if your fam get inducted to the Hall of Fame, let's make Steiner. But,
right.
So who do you think, Keith? Him or Dolph?
You know what? I think that we're going to have a title change in this one.
Really?
Personally. I do. Like, I see the title change coming in this one. I think Dolph's going to fight hard, but I can definitely see the title change going. And,
Yeah. I'm going to say this. I hope Breakker wins.
Absolutely.
So that's either there. So now, WrestleMania, 2-day event. The WWE has decided to keep it at 2 days, Keish.
They've been doing a great job at this, honestly. Like, I personally love the 2-day event. I do. Ever since they started this a couple of years ago, I have been a full support of it. It's amazing. I don't have to sit through 9 hours of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm keeping it up. I ain't got it. Like,
no.
You know what I used to have to do to prepare for these shows? I would just have to take a nap. Like, hey, I would sacrifice these 2 hours of this WrestleMania. Either early on or, I got to be ready for the main event. So, I would sacrifice it early, come back later, and here we go.
Right.
But now I don't have to do that, right? So the 2-day format, I'm going to go based on what they have listed. I don't think it's going to play out like that because too many of the matches that are common are scheduled on the same day, and it seems a little redundant. But let's go down on this. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Oh, well, that's not the greatest match, but what you got?
Probably a kickoff show match, and I would say Drew.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing: Drew has been winning a lot of these insignificant ass matches, and I just don't know what they're doing with him, or if he knows what to do with himself. Drew is an interesting character in that he's like a Sting. And what I mean, he's not necessarily Sting, because I think Sting's his own thing, but like, it ain't compelling once you got the ring.
Yeah.
It ain't compelling once you the world champ, right? Like when they chasing it, oh man. But when they got it, it's... You remember Drew was the NXT champ for a minute and got beat down by the Undisputed Era, and he didn't get retribution or nothing, and then nobody asked him to.
Right, exactly. It was like, what are we doing here? Why are y'all doing this? Like, what? I didn't understand it, and I still don't understand it. When he had the title, when he had the world title, it was like nothing, and I didn't understand that either. I was like, why is it so empty when he has the title, but when he doesn't and he's chasing it, it's so compelling? I never understood that. I never understood why there's this flip-flop effect. But, yeah, like, I think they just need to figure out exactly what direction they need to go in with Drew. So, but at least they still keeping his name out there. I will say that.
Yeah. But yeah, Drew, he got that. Rey and Dominic Mysterio will take on The Miz and Logan Paul. Because it's time for a celebrity match. WrestleMania.
Of course. Right. Like, alright, y'all. For real. When he was announced as Miz's partner, I was like, okay. Like, here we go. Y'all tripping. Look, but alright. We gonna see what we doing with this, because y'all tripping. Like, but hey, who am I to argue with the celebrity match? You know what I'm saying? It always has to be one. So I'm not putting up no fight.
Yeah, so here's the thing. No in-depth analysis. I can see The Miz and Logan Paul winning and people booing and hating it. Because that would get the biggest reaction.
Right.
Because people don't like either one of them. So,
nah, they don't. Absolutely not.
Yeah, so I think that will get the big thing. The New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Lord. I'm sorry, but
yeah, I'm going to New Day. I mean, I don't think nothing Sheamus is doing it's they just try to find a match for him. Do you realize that the IC title and the United States title are not on the line at WrestleMania?
Which it should be, because hello, like, what are we doing here? Just yeah. Whatever. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and give my whole. I'm gonna stop. I'm not getting on a soapbox tonight. I told myself that before we started the show, and I'm keeping to my word, because I can't.
Okay, so I'll go with Seth Rollins versus TBA. 3 guesses who it could be.
Cody Rhodes, Bray Wyatt, Goldberg. Those are the 3 that's out there.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the 3 that's out there.
I'm going to take Goldberg off the list. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Cody Rhodes is coming.
No.
I think Cody is enjoying this run that he is having, where he is the most mysterious man in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Nobody know what the hell this means or what he's going to do. And I think he is eating that shit up. I think he'll appear when he's ready, but I think he's eating it up right now. Like,
Cody probably at home spending time with his kid and just laughing at everybody in these dirt sheets because his name is everywhere right now. It has been it's been confirmed that he's signed a contract. It's been confirmed that he's making a return. He's backing out of the match. What do you mean he's backing out of the match? He wasn't supposed to be in a match. Okay. like it is so ridiculous right now with just talking about him in general. So he probably just at home with his kid and his dog, just looking at this shit like, all right, y'all.
I mean, here's the thing: he could be back on AEW, and we'd be like, "Oh, snap! What the hell?"
Right?
Or they can make it.
For all we know, he showed up on ROH. He showed up on ROH. Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
We don't know what Cody gonna do.
So here's the thing. Bray Wyatt has definitely been speculation. He's been seen in the area. We know he's in the area. I've heard Shane McMahon. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. If it's Cody, I wonder what happens after this. But also, they might be holding on for Cody for that. They know as a company now, the Monday after Mania is as huge as Mania. So, I'll see what interesting moves happen or whatever. The Usos defend their tag team titles against Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Here's the funny thing. I think it's about time for them to drop their belts. I think it's definitely not the right opponents.
Right. Exactly.
So, with that, I'm going to say Usos. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. I think we know Ronda's about to get her. So.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not excited about this. Honestly. Like, I was okay with Ronda winning the Royal Rumble, but, like, I was looking for her to face Becky. I was not looking for her to face Charlotte. Like,
right.
Yeah, I was looking for her. I was looking for the Becky rematch, like the Becky match. Like, yes, let's go, let's do it. This was not what I wanted. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I ain't for the front. This ain't what I wanted. This ain't what a lot of people wanted. Like, we was looking for Ronda and Bex. Like, what we doing? Like, you know, no offense to Charlotte, but no, this ain't what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for this, but okay, you know. Ronda gets the title, you know. All right, cool. But nah, this wasn't the match I was looking for. So
yeah, but you know, here's the thing. I Ronda, she's back. I think you go with Ronda and then you sort it out from there. I think they've had enough of a feud where one of them, somebody else elevate out of the next one and take them on the next faction. You know what I mean? I think that could happen. So Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. You know which way I'm going with this one.
Exactly. Because there's no other choice. Like, there ain't no other choice in this one. Because if you don't go for Bianca, I don't care. Like, that ain't even...
So yeah, it's Team Bianca over here, right?
Right.
Because here's the thing, I watched Becky rough up Bianca, and it's like, we got to sit here in this world where this 108-pound woman is gonna rough up somebody who can bench press 3 times that, right?
Man.
So that's why, you know.
Yeah, okay. Because make it believable, people. The math ain't mathing. I need y'all to make this make sense. like, please make this make sense because it's not. Right. Not even a little bit. It ain't. Like, what we doing? What we doing?
Right. But yeah, just Bianca Belair should close out night one the way she closed out night one last year as the champ, and we can go from there. And I think more people will be happy. Also, Bex is a little bit of pep in his step, so we'll see. Day 2. Queen Zelina and Carmelo will defend the women's tag team titles against the teams of Naomi and Sasha, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Like everything, I root for everybody black. It's Naomi and Sasha. Like that's like a super team damn near.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and book that. Edge versus AJ Styles is one of the more convincing and interesting singles matches that we got going on.
It is. And honestly, I'm not going to give a prediction for this one. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Fun fact, for word on the street is that the company has plans for Edge going forward past WrestleMania that are big. I don't know what that all means, but they exist. I'm going to say Edge, but look, because I think this goes beyond this. So I think they have another match. I think Edge does something sneaky and gets out of this one. And then the escalation to escalate up to our current level.
Right. But it's going to be a good one. I'm fully ready for it, honestly.
Right.
Like, when they made this match, I was excited about it. So,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, let's go.
Now, here's the irrelevant. Why is Bobby Lashley fighting Omos?
Because black people got to fight black people. I don't know. Like, it don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, I can't.
Because you need the big black dude to fight the other big black dude. That's why.
I can't figure out a logic pattern.
That's it. Like, that's it. You gotta have the big black dude with the muscles fight the tall big black dude. Cause what the fuck? Like, this is retarded. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. Let me stop using that word. This is ridiculous. Like, this match makes no sense. And I was like,
it does cancel.
Let me. This is ridiculous. Cause I'm not gonna do this. Like, what? Why did y'all book this? Just be real. There ain't no storyline behind it or nothing. It's just, I need an opponent. I'll be your opponent. What are we doing? Like, no.
Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. I'm not really predicting that. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, I think is going to be good.
You know what? It's going to be funny. That's what it's going to be.
And what happens with Vince?
Funny.
Is Vince going to get tired of Austin Theory? Because if he get his ass whooped, Vince will be like,
he already sicko. He already sicko. He like, look, I'm sick of this. Like, this is the end of the relationship between Austin and Vince. I'm just gonna put it out there. But you know what? We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I think McAfee is ready. RK Bro will defend their titles against the Street Profits, who are now heel, and Alpha Academy, who had them recently. What you got?
Oh, wait a minute. Because, you know, I love Street Profits. Like, I am biased. Hell. Like, I'm biased as hell. I love the Street Profits. I don't care, they heel, face, whatever you want to call them. I'm always Team Street Profits. So, like, yo, let's go. That's my take. I'm all that. Let's go. Your nephew over here doing something.
Yeah, I hear it in the background. So easily I'm going to go with Street Profits, right? Because, I mean,
what other choice do you have? Like, no.
Yeah, room for everybody black. Like, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think our education system misdiagnosed. It's a lot to go on. But, you know, neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
But, Street Profits. There you go. The big match of the night. This is the one that's probably the match of the decade. We're going to put the belts together. Universal and WWE title. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Who and what and why?
Okay. So, I'm gonna say this because I've been wanting to say this, and I went on my Instagram live just to say this, okay? I knew the build for this match was going to be good. And that's why I wasn't against Brock winning the Royal Rumble. Because I knew this match, but I didn't expect there to be a title unification match. And that's where I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, am I against it? No. Did I expect it? Absolutely not. So, the build for this, though, has been incredible. And I don't really know which way this will go. Personally, honestly, I want to see Roman continue on with the build of his character. I want to see him continue being tribal chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see this continue. Regardless of if he wins or loses, I feel like it will, consider this is WrestleMania, I don't think it'll hurt him. But at the same time, where does Brock go from here? You know? And that's the only question that I ask of this whole entire situation. Is like, if you give Brock both titles, where does this go? Because I know with Roman, he gonna be there.
Yeah. So I think this goes to Roman. I think this is probably one of the final feathers in Roman's cap as his coronation of being top guy. Like, I think Roman has proven himself worthy and demonstrated such. We're almost 2 years into this experiment now.
Right. And it hasn't, the fanfare for him hasn't decreased. His character hasn't had any, to me, he hasn't had any down periods. Like, if anything, it's improved over time. Because it feels more authentic for Roman. And I think that that's what everybody has been wanting in the first place, including himself. What they was trying to do with him before, felt it was forced. But you can tell this is just natural for him. And I think that is where it all works. But then again, I have to remember that, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it was the World Series of ping pong. You should see something.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to grab it. If not today, tomorrow. Definitely necessary. It's time to get that car overhauled.
Right.
So,
but I'm anticipating a great WrestleMania, honestly.
Yeah. All in all, I think it's going to be a solid card. I think WrestleMania really disappoints. Is it going to be WrestleMania 17? I doubt it. Is it going to be WrestleMania 10? I doubt it. But I think it'll go down as a solid WrestleMania.
Right.
So
definitely.
Yeah. No, think so. But for that's the show. Because we tired. We dragging it along. It's like we about 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will be back one day, hopefully next week, to do a recap. But if not, we'll be back sooner than later.
Yeah, of course.
Just keep listening, keep downloading, and we appreciate you. And y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Peace.